We have the Cubs at a 33-24 record right now. We took control of the division finally. We can just go right ahead into this screen. But we took control of the division in the end of the last episode. It took us a while to get there. Like, the Cardinals, they weren't doing good, and then we started to do good, so they started to do good. But now we're at the top, and we got to maintain that with only a half a game lead. And I guess we're already on the standing screen, so we can... We'll look at the rest of the league here. We're what? A little over 50 games in, 55-ish, 57. I guess I could have just taken a second to do some math. So 57 games in. What are the standings looking like? NL East, the Phillies, 42-15 with a 12-game lead. All right, they're running away with that one. Over in the West, the Dodgers are running away with that one. AL, you've got the Yankees and Rays. And you could say Orioles in the mix there too. AL Central, wow, the Twins are actually good. 35-22 record. They are just beating up on that division. And then the AL West, you've got the Mariners, Astros, and Rangers. Okay, they're all at the top. So it's really right now just the AL East and West, and then us. That's any sort of race. Obviously, we have a long time to go. We've got... What do we have? Over 100 games. We're going to be playing game 58 at the start here. I do, just since it's been a little over a week, I feel like, for me also, I want to refamiliarize myself with how our guys are doing. Actually, the stat screen would be better for that. Okay, so yeah, that's one thing to mention is last episode we had our first fast track and then call-up, and it was with Cam Sanders. So we got a brand new 76 overall pitcher by doing that. And then we were able to move Javier Assad to the bullpen. So these top 5 here is our starting rotation. They're doing okay. I wouldn't say that's crazy good. I think our bullpen is what needs some work here. Our bullpen hasn't been great. This is probably what's holding us back from being a much better team. Our only trade we've made so far was with Danny Coulomb. I think that's how you pronounce it. I root for the White Sox, Dylan, unfortunately. They gave me a glimmer of hope there with that 3-game winning streak, and then we're right back to it. I don't think they played today, right? So I'm not missing anything. So yeah, we'll talk about that bullpen a little bit more in a little bit. But hitting-wise, this is where I did do a sneak peek. I looked at some of this stuff. I looked it over before I hopped on live. But we have some really nice hitting seasons so far from these guys. If we sort by average, Seiya Suzuki is tearing it up, man. 345 average, 14 bombs. He's hitting for power. He's hitting for average. He's getting on base. Nico Horner and Michael Busch are our other two over 300 hitters, although I think we just benched Michael Busch when we brought up Pete Crow Armstrong. Maybe it would be easier, now that I'm sitting here doing it, it's probably easier to look at it from this screen, at least lineup-wise. Then we can get a sense for where everybody's at. So, Bellinger in that 3 spot. I remember he didn't start out great. We had a player lock with him that he failed. Numbers seem to be coming back up, though, even though he's regressing. But maybe that'll turn around. You're having a March to October with the Rockies, and the Brewers won the World Series in the first season. All right. I can get on board with that. All right. And then, yeah, Patrick Wisdom. I actually did not realize Patrick Wisdom was doing this good. He's got 19 homers, probably leading the team. I could have sorted by that earlier, but he also has his average at 288. With that contact, with those numbers, I wouldn't have expected that. Nico Horner, we already kind of looked at him. Dansby could be doing better. We could be getting a little bit more out of Dansby. Also, I feel like I should mention, well, okay, there's another thing. I just heard thunder. It was probably not loud enough for you guys to pick it up, but if you hear rumbling, it's thunder. I think it's supposed to storm today. Also, though, my room gets very warm, especially when I have the door closed, windows closed, and all that. So I have my fan running right now on high. If that is too loud, just let me know, and I can turn it down and boil and sweat. But Just let me know. I won't. I don't think it would be that big of a distraction, but if it is, I can change things. Christopher Morel, he's hitting for some power. They won without Jackson Chourio. Is that okay? Hang on. I think I came to this realization that other teams in March to October don't make trades. And do they not make call-ups either? Is that why we always see the call-ups happen like in the postseason? Because every time, I swear, every time we start a new playoff run and we look at the team we're facing, every team we face has a player that like hasn't played at all in the regular season. So is that like the only time other teams make call-ups? Is that why they didn't get Jackson Chourio up? Because it's the CPU? I'm learning so many things about March to October that I should have known years ago. You can't even hear it unless you really try. Okay, that's probably fine then. This is another thing. Okay, we'll get back to Yan Gomes in a bit, because we did just call up Pete Crow Armstrong. We succeeded in his player lock miraculously as a hitter. And so he got a pretty big boost from that. He's up to a 77 overall, A potential, and he's already at A potential. 22 years old, so he'll be improving for the rest of the year. He should be. And we have him starting, I think, both ways. Yeah, we've got him starting both ways in center field. And then Yan Gomes. This is what I want to talk about, because he's not having the best year. He is regressing big time with that age. And, here's his stats. I guess he's not doing, like, terribly, but he's not doing great. He's just going to continue to do worse. And on the bench, we don't really have a great catcher to replace him. Miguel Amaya is only a 64 overall. He's doing even worse. So, what that leads me into next is I did, before I went live, which I don't know. Maybe this is something I should do live, since it's a live March to October. But I'm such into the routine when I do my normal March to Octobers of doing stuff like off recording and then telling you guys about it. So I did adjust our trade management screen. Yan Gomes is from here, Brazil. You're watching from Brazil? I didn't know I had that much reach. That's awesome. What team are you a fan of, MLB wise? I guess you wouldn't really have a local bias. So yeah. Anyway, with this, we added catcher. We took off starting pitcher. Kind of the same thing with team needs. Took off right-handed pitcher because we need lefties more. And then with the players that I added targeting, power makes sense because this is who we've got. I figure in the White Sox March to October, the Mariners traded Mitch Garver, so we could add him and see if we can get him. And then Gary Sanchez from the Brewers. I guess we kind of have to go to the Brewers to see. But, there we go. So catcher-wise, he's stuck behind William Contreras. Obviously, teams need a backup catcher, but they might be willing to get rid of Gary and, another guy with power. So hopefully we start getting some trades to pop up because we have only gotten the one trade through our first 57 games. And hopefully if we get trades to pop up, we'll get a new catcher option. You're a Red Sox fan. All right. If you've been a fan for a little while, then they've given you some good baseball. You're from Canada, so you're a Jays fan. Nice. Is that like... So, okay, I have to ask. Like, are you just a Jays fan or Raptors fan? Just like if you're from Canada? Or does it kind of like... I guess there's not really many teams far enough north to be like the closest team, except maybe like the Mariners if you're on the west coast of Canada. I don't know, but I guess that's what I was gonna ask is like, does it just default to the Toronto team, or like if you're someone who's closer to different teams, could you gravitate towards them? When you started to watch baseball was in 2013, the Boston Strong season and that unbelievable playoffs. That was around the time where I wasn't watching baseball as much, but I do just remember that Red Sox team like wasn't supposed to be good. They had like all their young players that weren't technically supposed to be ready yet to win, and then they just kind of won. So I thought that was pretty cool. you know, hardly following at a time where I wasn't really paying too much attention to baseball. I don't think there was anything left I really felt the need to talk about here. I think we covered everything. I guess we didn't look at this screen, but we kind of already talked about Cam Sanders. I guess that's why I'm not really targeting starting pitchers anymore. I feel like our starting rotation is pretty solid. Even this guy, Jordan Wicks, at only a 73 overall, but he's doing good for himself. 3.69 ERA. I feel like we can address the bullpen before we address that. And then the only offensive need is catcher. Like, every other position on this team is so solid. You're from about 60 kilometers away from Toronto. Lots of, Detroit. Yeah, I didn't even think about that, but Detroit, that's right there on the border, right? Yanks and Red Sox are common too. And then West Coast Mariners. Okay, so at least I had an idea. You were introduced to the sport through MLB 13. Okay, that's cool. MLB 13 was like, I don't know, I used to get games way late, so I didn't even get MLB 13 until MLB 14 was already a thing. So I like hardly remember playing 13, because then I completely skipped 14, and then I got 15 right when it came out. So 13 was like, I started playing in 09. 13 was probably the least one I played behind 14, because I never had 14. I think we're ready to get into some gameplay, though. We've got a 4-3 deficit to make up against the Brewers here. Divisional game, even though it's the Cardinals we're supposed to be fending off. Still got to fend off the Brewers. So let's get ready to go. Let's hop in here. We've got Mike Tauchman at the plate. We're mounting a comeback already. The CPU's given us 3 runs in the last couple innings. All right, so we've got... Hang on a second. Hang on. We probably don't want to go lefty-lefty, especially against Hobie Milner. And we probably want to get our lefty ready to go with them having some lefties up. Also, 4-3 game. We got to check and see what's happened here. We have a couple home runs. Ian Happ, Christopher Morel, couple doubles. And then it was Cam Sanders. They pulled him quick. Wow. CPU Manager does not normally have that quick of a hook. I guess... Okay, it was on this screen. I just wasn't looking up. So I guess they did have a big third, but then he pitched the 4th. Why would they take him out there? That's interesting. New York State is closer than the other provinces, especially if you're in or around Toronto. Okay, that's interesting. I always think I'm like decent with geography, and then like I don't know. Whatever I think seems to be wrong, and whatever. You're wondering if you can fast track a... See, I still have this reaction thing on that covers up words. A guy you've drafted. I should have been able to infer that. Honestly, I don't know. I don't think I've done it. I've only made it 4 seasons deep since they turned it into a multi-year thing. Last year, I only made it 3 seasons. So I might just not... Wait, I want to take Tauchman out. I might just not have made it far enough to even see if you can do that. Yeah, we're going to bring in Suzuki. I would imagine, like, they wouldn't have the draft be a thing and fast tracks be a thing and then not let you fast track your guys. You're from Chicago, big fan of both the White Sox and the Braves. I feel like I tend to have a lot of Braves fans in the chat or watching videos, commenting. I don't know how I've attracted the Braves people, but you're welcome. You're welcome here. I wish I could root for the White Sox and the Braves, because White Sox sure are a disappointment. All right, Hobie Milner, man. He is tough to hit. And look at that. That's a pitch I should not be missing. I timed it up. I thought that was a good take. I thought I was going to look elite there by taking that pitch. Oh man, okay. This is still, I'm not good at this. I'm not good at changing the screen. I'm supposed to be down here when we're in the middle of a game. Dude. Wait, that might bloop in? No, he's too quick in center. How am I missing that pitch? Come on, dude. We got to make a comeback here, and I'm up here looking like this. Yeah, man, I don't know how many seasons you can get into a March to October. Like I said, I've only made it 4 seasons in. 2 years ago on MLB 22 was the first year they had it be multi-year. And I played 4 seasons. Last year I only went 3. So, I'm not sure. There might not be a limit. We did have... Okay, we had 2 lefties up to start the inning. I didn't even realize we had Drew Smyly in, but it seems like a good plan to leave him in right now. When's the next pack attack? So, that's the thing. It was supposed to be today. It, like, got fully uploaded, and then it just... I guess I shouldn't act like everybody knows how it works. So you upload a video, it uploads, and then it has to, like, process whatever processing does. So it uploaded, and then it just never processed. So I'm just going to hold off and upload it tomorrow. But it's ready to go. It was supposed to be out today. There we go. There we go. Big punch out there. You know, I feel like Drew Smyly is actually pretty decent for being only a 3-pitch guy, as long as he's facing lefties. Like, that cutter running away to the lefty seems like a good pitch. You hope not, as your whole rotation is players you drafted other than Zapata. Well, if you do hit a limit, if there is a limit, they also have the continue in franchise option. So you won't, like, be locked out from your team. You'll just have to continue in franchise. YouTube is having some problems with uploads. Well, that's probably it. I didn't even think to check that. I guess I probably should check on stuff like that more often, because, like, if I sat down wanting to stream and I had no idea if there was problems with streaming, I'd be sitting here getting all frustrated when I could just have the answer. Ah, come on. I'm talking about how good that pitch is running away to lefties, and they get a bloop base hit on it. Hang on, look at the bottom there. Do we see that? Cody Bellinger hits for cycle versus Brewers. I'm assuming that was earlier in the series, and Kyle Hendricks records 100th career win. I think I gotta take... Oh, you know what? I messed up. Why did I leave Adbert Alzolay out there warming up when he's our closer, and he had no business warming up yet? Oh, look at that. We still have Mark Light. Okay. I thought if you started playing at all, it would take away your ability to have them instantly warmed up, but we can bring in Mark Leiter Jr. right away. So, yeah, Tyson, I haven't messed around with franchise yet this year, but I do remember that they made a lot of changes to the pace of the season and added a lot of customization into it. So I don't know if you've messed around with that yet, but if you haven't, you might be able to find a way to somewhat replicate it. I'm remembering from the feature premieres and stuff before the game came out, but I thought there was sliders for like you could simulate, but it would stop the sim for you to play in like certain situations. So if you set it to certain leverage of situations, then it would only stop the sim for a certain leverage. So like if you're winning 8-0 in the 4th, it just wouldn't bother stopping it. But if it's like 3-1 in the 8th, maybe it would bring you in. I mean, it's even if franchise mode isn't ideal for you, it's probably a better alternative to losing your whole save. Would have been cool to see a player lock for either of those. For who? What did I miss? You have yours at 82 games played, 80 sims. Yeah, I don't know what that means, just because I haven't messed around with it yet. I didn't know, is it set by games, or is that like a guideline? Because I would assume, like, March to October. Oh yeah, there you go. For the cycle and the win. That makes sense. Would have been a nice player lock. They don't really do that, though. They don't really put you in for player locks like that. You just have to... Well, I guess for no-hitters. That's like the only thing they would bring you in partway through. But the rest of them, you just got to play the whole thing. Ooh. We going to throw him out? Miguel Amaya? No, he doesn't have the arm for that, I guess. Might have helped if I got a perfect throw. Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, wait. I didn't say, oh, wait, hang on, because I saw he was stealing third. I didn't even notice that. What I said, oh, wait, hang on for, was because Jackson Chorio's at the plate right here. And I was told earlier that we had a March to October where he didn't get called up. And I was saying, oh, I guess CPU teams don't call up their guys. And now here's Chorio. Unless they did update the roster for this to the opening day roster. I guess that would make sense. Dude, we can't put him away here. Guideline as is based on the critical situations. Okay. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, March to October, I feel like you don't... How did that miss that bad? I feel like you don't play as often. So maybe like 82 games played's a little high. Maybe I shouldn't say anything because, like I've said a million times now, I'm not speaking from experience. I've still yet to mess around with it. These Brewers, man, they're being very patient right now. Annoyingly patient. They'll do stuff like that in franchise. Yeah, I know. When I was playing the Nationals franchise last year, I went from the March to October to a franchise mode, and that was like the one cool thing. But then they didn't have like the critical situations didn't cover enough different moments. So I guess that's with the new stuff that makes it better. But like I was hoping critical situations, I'd come into games down 1 in the 7th or 8th like this one. But it was pretty much you'd only get put in if you had the chance to walk it off and there was like 2 outs. This play has to be made. I know Morel has a big arm. Okay, we got it. You divided 162 in half, and that's the closest you got. But I'm just saying maybe you want to rebalance it so you have less games played. And then maybe that'd be more March to October like. Guess they're bringing in Devin Williams to close me out. This is actually not good. I don't have the easiest time hitting Devin Williams. I kind of got to lock in here. Oh, I mean, anybody should be able to hit that. Whether or not I hit Devin Williams good, I need to be able to get a base hit on that.
Just a clutch at bat right there. Big time swing when this team really needed it. Couldn't get any air under it, but he smoked that.
Also, I don't think I mentioned it at the beginning. Just in case anybody's wondering, I was planning on being live for just a couple hours until about 9:30, 10 o'clock-ish Central Time. Right now it's 8. So, hour and a half to 2 hours longer. It's going to be 2. Are you kidding me, dude? You can't get more right down the middle than that. It's probably the fact that I anchor the PCI up. A little on top of that. Ballpark, how many games do you think you jump into March to October? 30? Maybe between 30 to 40-ish? Oh. Well, that's not how you want to start a stream, by not getting any offense. I got 1 base hit, a weak hit up the middle, and that's all I was able to do. So we're probably going to drop the division lead immediately. At least we only got 1 snowflake of negative momentum, so that won't hurt too bad. You don't know why, but Zach Gallen is the pitcher you can't hit? Interesting. I feel like I've never really had specifically trouble hitting Zach Gallen, but we all have one. Toxics here, what's up? That's what I was gonna say that. I was like, there's somebody, and that's who it was, Mr. Hurricane. Man, I gotta watch his videos again. It's been a while. I was really into that Rockies rebuild franchise he was doing, and then I just kind of stopped watching it. I think he did a whole like 100+ episodes with the A's last year, and I haven't seen a single one. You're brutal on Legend. Any hitting tips? Don't do what I just did. No, but really, probably just off the top of my head, take away the fastball inside. That's probably the biggest thing. Just make sure you get around on the fastball if you can. I don't know. I'm not the best to go to for tips. I feel like I'm just not confident in my hitting, so I feel like I'm not great to be giving out tips. There's plenty of tips. There's plenty of better players. You'd probably be better off getting your tips from them. Benny's here. You were at the Cubs-Mets game last night. Did I see the last play of that game? I did not. I didn't see the last play of that game. You suck against Chris Bassett. See, like I said, everybody has that one. I would never have thought of Chris Bassett as being someone that like I would single out having trouble hitting. Mr. Hurricane is the GOAT at franchise. His pace is what you want to replicate. Dude, when I was saying earlier, I tried to do I turned my Nationals March to October into a franchise last year, and he was who I was trying to emulate, and I couldn't do it. Like I don't know why, but I had so much trouble making that style of franchise video. So he's definitely the GOAT. He had a perfect game against you in Diamond Dynasty. Does he have a better version, or is it his live series? I feel like I should focus on what's happening here for a second, because we do have a trade. I was asking for this, and we got it immediately after one game. And we have a new pitcher, a new arm we could pick up here for nothing. Shelby Miller, 77 overall with 99 hits per 9 for a D potential. That's a 63. I mean, we have to look at the other two, but like if the other two are no good, we are definitely doing this trade. This would be his return, right? He was on the Cubs for a bit. Was it this year where it's not specifying the teams? Oh, it was his live series a couple of years ago. I mean, he was good for a couple of years, so that live series might have been a decent card. All right, Rays. What do the Rays want to give up here? Sean Armstrong for the same guy? Okay, now here... So I traded for Sean Armstrong in my White Sox March to October, and he was good, but I also don't really like pitching with him. I have a lot of trouble with his pinpoint timing, but like he's still good. So does that outweigh? I don't know. Let's just see what the Reds want to give me. Another arm. Ooh, they're asking for more though for this guy, and he's probably not as good as the other two. So I'm not even gonna bother trying to figure out that last name pronunciation. So yeah, it's between Armstrong and Shelby Miller. The only thing that was troubling you was because he kept throwing perfect pitches with 5 completely different pitches and then randomly threw sliders right down the middle. That's what gives me trouble. You sit on that high and in fastball or sinker, take that away, and then you get the slider down the middle that looks like a hanger, but then you can't hit it because you're waiting for the fastball in. It tunnels well, even though it's a bad pitch. Honestly, I'm kind of feeling Shelby Miller. That 99 hits per 9, I like that. 99 clutch is big, even though he only has 3 pitches and they're not like no cutter, there's no sinker. But I think this is who I want to go with here. Yeah, you say Miller's fire. Oh, he was a silver at the time. Now I can see why you're more frustrated. And Tyson, I wouldn't take offense to that, man. I think I'm gonna go Miller here. I'm feeling much more strongly about Shelby Miller than Armstrong here, even though I have experience with Armstrong. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna get rid of this Pablo Aliendo dude, and we're gonna add Shelby Miller to that bullpen. And there we go, our newest Cub. I think, like I said, I think it's his return. I think he used to be on the Cubs also. So now I guess we see who got sent down. And we were playing the White Sox, and I would have liked to play that game. We have another fast track with another pitcher. Oh, man. I mean, I'm going to do it because he'd turn into a really good arm. But, man, when you do a pitcher fast track and then that immediate pitcher player lock, I mean, we're talking 45 minutes eaten up. But Porter Hodge, 64 overall, D potential. I mean, Cam Sanders, I think, was the same thing. I think he was literally the same potential, same overall, and now he's a 76 B potential. So we got to do this. And he probably fit in. I'm not blocking the rotation. So yeah, he'd probably be better than Wicks if Tyon regresses at all, which it doesn't look like he will. And I guess worst case scenario, he ends up in the bullpen. So you did this last time too, right, Toxic? You left when we were starting and we were still pitching when you came back. But we have to do it. We have a chance here to get another 70 plus, like mid 70s, 75, 76 overall pitcher. You have to take it. So what happened though after that last game? What did we drop to? Oh, we're still winning. Okay. It seems like the Cardinals just do whatever we do. When we were bad, they were bad. When we started getting good, they were good. Now we had a bit more of a rough stretch. So did they. So we are heading to the minor leagues with Porter Hodge. Okay, no, I can't. We'll find out. I was gonna say, do I need to know his pitch mix? But we'll figure that out in the game. He's got a 4.75 ERA. I think I'm blocking off the 5 there, but 4.75. Trust me. I wish there was just like one spot to put my camera where it doesn't block everything, and I haven't found that one spot yet. Minor league still has the uniform glitch. I guess we're about to find out. Doesn't look like it. That looks like the other team's jersey. All right, here we go. What do we got here? That was not where I wanted that to go. You'll be here for another 5 minutes before you. So I get a head start, is what you're saying, I guess. I'll make use of it. I'd like a fast track with a hitter. Or do I? Actually, maybe I wouldn't, unless it was a catcher and we just got rid of a minor league catcher. But I guess pitching is more valuable for the fast track. It just takes so long. And I'd probably fail the hitter one anyway. We're really taking that? That's why it takes so long, man. Yeah, I mean, I said this so many times in the last stream when we were doing the pitcher fast track, but like all this is stuff I'm able to cut out when I'm editing down a recording for March to October. You would only see that pitch. Everything else gets cut out. But now you get to see every single foul ball, every single close take that these minor leaguers make. Why does that helmet look huge on this guy? Look at that. Okay, we need some of those too. I like my strikeouts, but if we can get some early in the count weak contact, I will take that too. Base is empty with 2 out. Now, David Fry. And there's a strike. At a certain he looks like Peyton Manning. He's gonna have the big red mark on his forehead after he takes it off. Great pitch. There's a strike. You got Alexis Zapata from 78A to a 90 and Brian Mata from a 63 to an 86. That's how these player locks work. It seems like pitchers almost every time, if you get it, which that's not going to help, but if you get it, it's a +6, and then you do that twice and it's a +12. and then their potential goes up too. That's a tall pitcher. Is he? 6'4". I mean, I wouldn't say that's extraordinarily tall. Maybe he just looks tall. Maybe he's got some lifts in his shoes or something. Oh, no. That might be a run. That's not good. Come on, make a play here. Throw him out. No, it's not even close. That is not good. You don't need much to succeed with a pitcher in these player locks, but a run in the first inning is not... It doesn't help. We only need enough for what would be considered a 1+ game on the 1-2-3 system. And I know I've had an outing in the past where I've given up like 4 runs in 5 innings, and it still gave me a plus. So that's always kind of my benchmark, is if we give up less than 4 runs and or pitch more than 5 innings, we're in the clear.
And we're just getting going here in the top of the first. And now it's even up. What a take with 2 strikes.
Dude, we're about to throw our 20th pitch. Like, it's not normally this bad. Oh my god. I shouldn't be getting this frustrated. It's not that big a deal. It's still early, but man, just do something. If that bloops in, oh my. Okay, are they going to score? He held up and then went, and he's still going to make it in. Oh my god, we are not going to do this. I'm about to fail a pitcher player lock. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's not my fault. You're seeing what's going on. Foul balls, close takes, bloop singles. Really only had the one good swing, and it was a double in the gap. We couldn't even get away with that. Sometimes you give up the bloopers, but you get lineouts. We're not getting either one.
He placed that slider just about perfectly, but credit to the hitter. He was wise to lay off it.
Dude. This pitcher sucks. What's his name? What's his first name? Porter? Porter Hodge. That's what these minor leaguers should be doing, is swinging at that. You're right, Toxic. You're right. 0.01 seconds off. 100th of a second. Dude, that's going to drop in too. Okay, it didn't. Somebody made a play for me. Yeah, I've noticed that too, Dylan. They leave you in to die out there. Well, only if you're doing good. If you have a good game going, they'll just throw you until your arm falls off. I feel like this game, we did get the run support though. We are winning this game now after that. But, yeah, I don't know. 2 runs in the first. I feel like they might actually adjust how quick they pull me out of this game. Like, it's the takes like that. That is such a good pitch. This is a minor league 8 hitter, and he's just spitting on it.
Swing and a miss. He must have been sitting on something off speed.
Dude.
Just a lazy fly ball. That gets him down for a hit. And a runner on now.
I mean, what can I even say anymore? What's worth complaining about? We're all seeing the same thing. That better be 2. It's not going to be 2. Not even close. Yeah.
One out in the second. And now it's the switch hitting second baseman. Fastball for a strike.
Okay, that was a good pitch. Even though the 97% accuracy is inaccurate, apparently.
Late on that fastball. 2 strikes on him, and he's already struck out in this one.
You know what? I will step off. I didn't want to throw the fastball, and I almost just went with it. We don't need to go with it. I can step off.
And a foul ball, so he stays alive.
You saw this Road to the Show series where the pitcher pitcher is on the Red Sox and he's going into the 8th and he's still in. And all you hear is, why am I still in the game? Yeah, man, that is me. Are we going to get to that? Okay. Somebody made a play for me. I feel like that's my experience every single time I fast track a pitcher and like my start's going well, but I just have no energy and the manager's like, no, you're good. It's your major league debut. You're 117 pitches deep. You can give me the 8th and 9th.
Strike two. Quickly in a 2-strike count. We'll see how aggressive he is at the plate.
If a player does bad for you in a player lock and gets a plus, you don't call him up? Why not? Then you get a chance to make him even better. Because you got to remember, when he had the bad game, he was at his still low overall. But if he gets a plus, his overall increases, so he becomes a better pitcher. And then you get to use that better version of him. So there we go. All right, we need more of that. Even though this guy sucks right now, if I get a plus, I'm still calling him up, because then he'll be a 70 overall, and then we'd have a chance to get him up to a 76. There's a game that you had 0 energy, and they just kept you in for a full inning. You gave up a hit and a walk. That's how it goes, man. That's what they do. Which is worse, giving up stupid bloop hits or getting out on a foul ball pop-up? Probably the bloop hits, although I hate foul balls. I hate getting out on foul balls. If I could create a stadium and they let you like mess with foul territory, I would have the stands go right up until the line. Like there would be no room in foul territory. I hate popping up foul.
Just missed. Hodge at times has struggled with command.
That's kind of what does frustrate me about created stadiums, though, is because they still have the bullpens down the lines and you can't mess with anything. It's such a big like foul territory that there is to cover.
Out to short.
Okay, we contact. It's starting to settle down. Okay, well, there's that.
It's gonna wind up out of play. Not the way this defense wanted to start the inning. He's
I thought it was starting to settle down.
following
Okay, now we got another runner on. At least that'd be unearned if he comes around to score.
next up, the shortstop.
I don't know if I've ever thrown this many pitches this early on in a player lock down in the minors.
Going too soon there, it's strike two. That's some great arm action from him to sell the changeup. He goes down looking.
When the 3rd inning ends, you'll go. That might take another 10 minutes at this pace.
Gold and drove in a run the first time through.
Couple more throwing errors, couple more bloop hits. I mean, I wouldn't call that a blooper. I wouldn't call that hard hit either.
Around from second,
I mean, the run prevention on Porter Hodge is just it's not there.
heater right down the pipe. He was definitely geared up for it. And they've got some choices now with good speed on the bases. And now, Jose Tena. First pitch doesn't find.
I'm going to be really curious to see if we can salvage a plus out of this.
Runner on the go.
He's taken off, and I threw a change because, of course, oh, we got him. Okay. This game feels scripted sometimes. It does. I don't say it is, but it feels like it sometimes. Or it feels like at least the CPU's trying to, like, nudge you into certain outcomes, and you got to fight it. All right, there we go. Punched him out. Like, the CPU will get all these dumb hits, but then in Road to the Show, you only hit perfects and go 1 for 4 with a single. I mean, if I'm being totally honest, I would like pitching to be a little bit more difficult against the CPU, because, like, I'm on Legend, and normally you just mow the other team down. Like, this is not normal for me to be having this much trouble pitching. But I think I would rather it be a little tougher. Because, you know, I'm playing on Legend for a reason. Like, I want to be challenged.
And another ball.
Yeah. I'll see you later, Toxic. Oh. Well, did you leave quick enough before that happened? I don't know, Dylan. Maybe not now. Maybe they won't keep me in for 7 now at this point after that. I don't know if I've ever struggled this much. Normally, these minor league ones are almost irrelevant. Like, it's just a cakewalk to get through. Like, I never consider the possibility of failing the minor league portion of a pitcher-player lock. This might be a first.
Has to locate better than that. Cox in the box now. No balls and a strike. And that's a little bit hot. And the count even 1-1.
I don't know if I like this pitch. Okay, I guess I'll just end up out of the zone anyway, because of course it will.
Swing and a miss. Nice changeup.
There we go. We need more of those. I don't know, at this point, with all the runs I've given up, we might need to start picking up a ridiculous amount of strikeouts to make up for it.
And strike one on the
I can't believe I'm sitting here. I think that was the 62nd pitch, and we have 1 out in the 4th inning.
swings through that one. And here's the 0-2.
There we go. All right, couple strikeouts back to back. It was the 8 and 9 hitters, but we need to take advantage of that if we can.
The second
It's not telling me how many total strikeouts I'm at, though. I feel like I wanna look at that. 6. I guess 6 and 3 2/3 isn't bad. Just not with everything else around it that's happening.
there's a strike.
Hartman is back. There he is. I almost disabled it because sometimes it's frustrating. The little heart icon for me on the chat that I'm looking at blocks like the last couple letters of a message. But then I thought of you. I thought of Jeff year 7, and I'm like, you know what? He's going to be upset if I take these away.
This one the other way.
Okay. I would have liked to strike out the side. We didn't even get him out. This shortstop is having a day for us. Who is this? Who's at short? Miles Mastroboni? He was a big leaguer. He started the season in the big leagues. I guess this is why he got sent down.
How well you hit the ball.
A throwing error earlier, then he can't get it there on time this time.
That's what got him.
Keeping us in this inning for even longer, running up that pitch count even more.
One run in the inning so far. Top half of the 4th.
He just straight up did not make contact on that. It didn't look like he touched that.
And again on 1 and 2. That one missed. I guess the silver lining is that he hasn't walked anybody, but they are peppering.
There we go. All right, we got a call.
That retires the side. They pick up a run on.
I am playing, well, I guess I didn't know that till now. I'm playing your local AAA team, and they are beating up on me. I've never had this much trouble in the minor league portion. Somehow our team is coming through for us, though. All of a sudden, we're winning 8-4. I wonder if that helps. Like, if we have this same game but we lose, do we get like more of a bad credit? And if we win, is it going to help, or is it just like purely based on my performance and the offense doesn't have anything to do with it? Because I mean, if we get through this inning, we're in line for the win. We're up by a bunch, so we probably do win. Does that help?
Swing and a miss. Strike one. I don't know how.
That shortstop was out to lunch. He had no urgency. Well, I mean, you'd think he would after not getting it there on time earlier. He just doesn't learn. Hey, he gets another shot. What are you going to do this time, Miles? No, he doesn't get it there. Did any of us think he was going to get it there on time? I didn't.
Ton of ground, and then made a strong throw to make the play a little closer. Next to hit, George Valera. Pitch is in for a strike. 0-1. Runner at first.
I can't believe I'm 2 pitches away from 80 pitches.
That drops in.
80!
Started out.
We're going to be close to 100 by the end of the 5th inning. This is like a Michael Kopech start. Okay, that might be 2. It's not. I don't know if he was safe because it pulled him off the base or if he beats that out anyway, but wow. It is an adventure out there today. When is custom pack attack uniforms? Honestly, I just keep forgetting to do it. I don't even know, man. I feel like I am not good at creating uniforms. My main account jerseys, I made that same kind of design like 5 years ago, and I've been recreating the same thing ever since. Okay, it hung up far enough. We make it through 5, so we're in line for the win. Now it's just a matter of how long they leave me in for. And we're at least heading back out for the 6th. Wouldn't be too surprised if they take me out after this one. Last year was fire. I didn't even make a logo last year. I think the jerseys were pretty basic. I guess I can do something basic. I don't know. I also want to make a couple of, we could call them renovations to Pack Attack Park 3, since I don't have to make a brand new one this year. I was thinking about adding a few things. They've added some more things to the stadium creator, so I feel like we can update the stadium. One of the things I saw that I didn't know existed was you can just have like groups of fans standing in different places, so I think that'd be cool to add a few extra fans here and there. That whole right field park area could do with some fans roaming around out there. You'd make it all the way black, orange pinstripes, home uni the same thing, but white bottoms. I mean, it's kind of similar-ish to my main jerseys. I have the orange and the black color scheme, and then like kind of invert that home and away.
On the ground, right side, and foul ball. Next offering is down low.
Add groups of fans. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Add it to the empty right field part. There we go. All right. We probably only have one more out left in this game, facing the 9-hole hitter. Let's see if we can pick up one more punch out.
Getting ready to hit. 3-pitch strikeout in the last AB. Will definitely want to do better this time.
And we can't get out of the game without giving up one more blue pit.
And he keeps swinging a high.
You know, I saw when I went to download my vaulted version of the stadium from last year, I saw a couple other people who had it and made some adjustments to Pack Attack Park 3, which, first of all, that was kind of crazy to see. Like, other people taking my park and then, like, customizing it. It kind of caught me off guard. But I saw some things added out there to that right field area, and I don't know if I liked it. Like, I kind of like the idea. Maybe it'll look better when there's some fans there. Because I always had the idea, like, oh, it's an open space for people to walk around. Maybe if I add some walkways, you know. I don't know. Like, I don't think the fans that you can add, I don't think they walk around. I think they kind of stay in the same area, but at least can look like they're walking around and exploring the area. All right. That's 6 innings, 4 runs allowed. Will we come back out? We're almost at 100 pitches. I doubt it. We can't be still. We're still in the game. Okay, game. I was not expecting this. I thought they would actually take into consideration the context here. But no, we're still going out there. Still out here to give up weak hits like that. 82 off the bat. Just happened to be where nobody was. See, I'm wondering, though, Jeff, if they are like people who watch Pack Attack, or if they're just people that like maybe played against me or saw the park in some way and just thought, oh, it's a cool looking park. Because I'm proud of that stadium. Like that's the best one I've ever made. And I know back in 21, I would go and download stadiums that I played against if I thought they were cool. So you never know.
Down by 4 runs. Here in the top half of the 7th.
The fans just stay in place. Yeah, that's what I thought. But it's fine. I mean, at least I can put them in some different areas, and then they look like they're maybe roaming around out there. Oh, is that strike 3? Okay. I lost track of the count.
Runner at first. And next.
Maybe if I can roll a double play on, like, this pitch. Okay, you won't even swing. I was going to say if I can do that on this pitch, we can get out of here without having to pitch with no energy. But that's just wishful thinking.
Next pitch is outside. And the count is 1-1.
When I get to World Series level, make the park packed out. See, I don't know if I want to like do too much. I don't know. Maybe that's just me being lazy, but like I already have to grind on that account to make stubs and earn the packs for the pack wheel. I guess that's also part of the reason why I haven't like adjusted the uniforms, is like I feel like I play so much extra on that account, and like that's what I should be focused on because that's what actually matters. Although it was simple, but last year when I had my episode on Halloween and I just wrote spooky on the jerseys, found that kind of fun. At least, oh yeah, no, I wanna add some stuff to the stadium. I don't know when I'll do it, but at some point. I just don't know if I want to like customize it for every individual game. Although it would be cool. I don't even know how they would do it and how it would make sense, but it would be cool if there was like an attendance factor, and like depending on how good you were playing at the time or what level you're at, there's more people at the park. Or maybe there is that and I just don't know because I don't pay enough attention. See, this is what happens though, game. You leave me in with no energy, we're gonna give up more runs. I couldn't keep them off the board with full energy. What'd you think I was gonna do now? That worries me too. You see, now we're out of the game. That worries me, giving up 5 runs. Potentially more out there. What are we gonna see? We won the game. I got the win because they're all hugging Parker. Or Porter. Not Parker. What'd we do? I don't like to see 7 runs on the board because we left 2 out there. Forgettable outing. We actually did it. We failed. We failed a pitcher-player lock in the minors. History was made tonight, and you guys were here to see that.